Every single day, you lose between 50 and 100 hairs. That's normal. But after 60, your follicles shrink so fast that a 2022 dermatology study found nearly 40% of women over 65 have visible scalp thinning, and men even worse. But most of those follicles aren't dead. They're dormant sleeping, and the right kitchen oil can wake them up in as little as 48 hours. You'll feel at first a warm tingle across your scalp, a slight itch where nothing's grown in years. That's blood rushing back to places it forgot existed. I've ranked the top 6 kitchen oils from least effective to most powerful, so you know exactly which ones work and which ones are wasting your time. The number 1 oil on this list, a Japanese university study showed it increased hair density by up to 300% in just 6 months. Right now, you're pulling hair off your pillow every morning, avoiding mirrors, dreading the shower drain. But what if 3 months from now, you're running your fingers through thickness you haven't felt in a decade? This oil is probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, but you're using it completely wrong. And what I'm about to share contradicts what most dermatologists still recommend for thinning hair. By the end of this video, you'll understand why nothing you've tried has worked and exactly what to do starting tonight. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening inside your scalp right now. After 50, blood flow to your hair follicles drops by roughly 40%. There's a molecule called dermal pillar growth factor. Think of it as the tiny engine at the root of every single hair. It tells your follicle to grow. Without it, your follicles shrink. They get thinner, weaker, and your scalp struggles to push out anything more than peach fuzz. When that blood flow drops, everything falls apart. Nutrients can't reach the root. Toxins build up around the follicle. Miniaturization accelerates, and microinflammation starts forming around those starved follicles. You can't see it. You can't feel it, but it's there silently suffocating every hair you have left. Your dermatologist will tell you to try minoxidil. Take biotin supplements. Switch to sulfate-free shampoo. Sure, those things help a little, but they are treating symptoms. They are not addressing the root cause. Your scalp's collapsing blood flow and the microinflammation strangling your follicles from the inside. And this collapse, it's not inevitable. It's reversible, but you need to understand the science before we get to the oils. Certain kitchen oils force your body to restore dermal pillar activity, not through some magical process, through basic biochemistry proven in clinical studies. Specific fatty acids and antioxidants in these oils penetrate your scalp and feed those starving follicle cells directly. When that nourishment floods back in, your follicles start responding within hours. I'm talking about vasodilation and lipid permeation. Your scalp's tiny blood vessels opening wide and letting nutrients soak deep into the root like a dried-out garden, finally getting soaked by rain instead of just misted on the surface. Nutrient delivery to the follicle can improve by 35 to 55% in a single week. You feel it immediately. The dryness fades, the itching calms. That tight, papery feeling on your scalp loosens up. Over weeks, miniaturized follicles start thickening. New growth pushes through, and that terrifying widening part line. It slowly starts to close. But not all kitchen oils are created equal. Some do nothing for your follicles. Some work, but clog your pores and speed up thinning, especially if you have the wrong scalp type. And a few are absolute game changers that cost pennies per serving. So, let's get into the rankings. Pay close attention because the oils at the bottom of this list barely move the needle. Oil number 6, olive oil plus rosemary and peppermint. This is the combo you see everywhere. Every hair growth video tells you to heat up olive oil, drop in rosemary, add peppermint, and massage it in. And there's real science here. Rosemary extract was compared head-to-head with minoxidil in a 2024 study published in SkinMed Journal, and it matched its performance over 6 months. Peppermint oil triggers a menthol-driven cooling sensation that does increase local blood flow. So yes, this blend has legitimate ingredients, but olive oil itself is heavy, thick, comedenic, meaning it clogs pores. If you have even slightly oily skin or any history of dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis, you're not feeding your follicles, you're suffocating them. The oil that's supposed to save your hair is smothering the follicle opening with a greasy film that traps dead skin, feeds scalp yeast, and accelerates the exact miniaturization we talked about. A 2023 analysis in the International Journal of Trichology found that heavy carrier oils used on oily scalps increased sebum-related shedding by up to 18%. Think of it like putting a winter coat on someone who's already overheating. And this blend is brutally hard to wash out. That olive oil residue sits on your scalp for days, building up layer after layer. If you insist on trying this, use it only if your scalp is genuinely dry and flaky. Never leave it on longer than 45 minutes. And when you wash it out, you need to emulsify first. Rub your shampoo into your oily hair before you add water. Work it through dry, then rinse, then shampoo again. 2 washes minimum. Even done perfectly, we're talking 8 to 12% improvement in hair density over 6 months. Score 2 out of 10. Oil number 5, black seed oil. This one gets hyped constantly. Every natural health channel calls it the blessed seed and claims it cures everything from hair loss to diabetes. Yes, black seed oil contains thymoquinone, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that calms scalp irritation. A 2024 study in the Journal of Dermatology and Dermatic Surgery showed that a topical black seed oil solution produced noticeable hair regrowth in participants with telogen levium over 90 days. The science isn't fake, but the effects on follicle reactivation is minimal. Fuinone reduces inflammation around the follicle, and that's helpful, but it doesn't penetrate deep enough to directly stimulate the dermal pillar. It's treating the neighborhood, not the house. And black seed oil is potent stuff. Used undiluted, it can irritate sensitive scalps and cause contact dermatitis. The burning sensation people mistake for its working is often just a mild chemical reaction. Dilute it in a carrier oil at a 1.5 ratio. Apply consistently 3 times per week for at least 3 months. Most people give up after 2 weeks because they don't see instant results. If you can tolerate the strong, earthy smell and the commitment, you'll see roughly 10 to 15% improvement in thickness over 90 days. One more thing. Most people warm black seed oil in the microwave. Don't. Microwaving destroys thickenone. Warm it gently in a bowl of hot water instead. Score 4 out of 10. Oil number 4, castor oil plus tea tree oil. Nobody talks about this combination. Castor oil on its own is the heavyweight of the hair oil world. Thick, sticky, almost syrupic. But its secret weapon is rhinolic acid, a rare fatty acid that makes up nearly 90% of castor oil's composition. Rhinolic acid activates prostagland in E2 receptors in your scalp. These receptors directly signal your follicles to stay in the growth phase longer. A 2003 study in the Journal of Cosmetic Science found that rhinolic acid application increased hair density by 32% over 12 weeks. Now add tea tree oil. Tea tree is one of the most powerful natural antifungals on the planet. It kills the militia yeast that feeds on sebum buildup and triggers dandruff and follicle inflammation. Together, one oil forces follicles to grow, while the other clears away everything blocking them. People report reduced scalp itching within 48 hours and visible new baby hairs within 3 to 4 weeks. The cost a bottle of cold-pressed castor oil runs about $14. Tea tree oil may be $16 for a bottle that lasts months, pennies per application. Mix 5 TSP of castor oil with 8 to 10 drops of tea tree oil. Massage it into your scalp, focusing on thin areas. Leave it 30 minutes maximum. One caution, never use more than a 2% concentration of tea tree oil or you risk scalp burns. And if you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor before using castor oil topically. Rhinolic acid can affect platelet activity through skin absorption. Score 8 out of 10. Powerful, affordable, fast-acting. Oil number 3, grapeseed oil plus lemon juice. This one is controversial. Grapeseed oil is one of the lightest kitchen oils in existence. Its molecular weight is small enough to penetrate past the outer scalp layer and reach the dermal pillar directly. Most oils sit on the surface. Grapeseed gets inside. But the real magic happens when you add fresh lemon juice. The citric acid chelates, meaning it grabs onto mineral buildup, calcium deposits, and hard water residue that's been encrusting your follicle openings for years. Think of it like descaling a kettle. All that invisible buildup gets dissolved, and suddenly the grapeseed oil has a clear path to flood the root with prosinine B2. A 2022 Japanese study, published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology, showed prosinidin B2 increased hair growth by 38% in just 4 months. This blend is safe for every scalp type: oily, dry, dandruff sensitive. Because grapeseed oil is non-contagenic, it won't clog your pores. If you've been oiling your hair and finding more hair in the drain afterward, this is probably your answer. Mix 2 tablespoons of cold-pressed grapeseed oil with half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. Not bottled lemon juice. Fresh. Inaukties and datsiwensis sur any fresh darts. The preservatives in bottled juice neutralize the chelation effect. Apply to dry scalp, leave for 20 minutes, then do the double cleanse we'll cover later. The only downside, lemon juice can mildly lighten dark hair with repeated sun exposure. Rinse thoroughly and avoid direct sunlight for an hour after washing. Score 8, 5 out of 10. Extremely effective, slight cosmetic risk. Oil number 2, coconut oil plus curry leaves and fenugreek. Coconut oil is the highest natural source of lauric acid on the planet. Lauric acid has a unique molecular structure. It's one of the only fatty acids small enough to physically enter the hair shaft itself, not just coat the outside. It destroys every other kitchen oil in terms of protein retention. That means it stops existing hair from breaking while nourishing the follicle root. When you infuse it with curry leaves and fenugreek seeds, you're creating a follicle reactivation supercharger. Curry leaves are loaded with beta-carotene and proteins that directly feed the dermal pillar cells. Fenugreek contains a rare compound called diostionine, which stimulates follicle stem cells. A 2021 study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that a coconut oil and fenugreek preparation increased new hair growth by 44% over 8 weeks. Here's the exact recipe. Warm 4 tablespoons of virgin coconut oil on low heat. Add a handful of fresh curry leaves and 1 teaspoon of crushed fenugreek seeds soaked overnight. Heat gently for 5 minutes until the curry leaves darken. Strain and let it cool to a comfortable temperature. Apply immediately. Don't store it. The active compounds in curry leaves begin degrading within hours. Once heated, massage it into your scalp for 3 minutes. Leave it for exactly 30 minutes, not overnight. Overnight oiling causes follicle occlusion. The oil seals off air, flow to the root, and promotes bacterial growth while you sleep. Within 2 weeks, people report less shedding during washing. Within a month, you can see visible new growth along the hairline and part line. The only reason this isn't number one is preparation. You need fresh curry leaves, pre-oaked fenugreek, and you have to make it fresh every single time. But if you commit, it works better than most prescription topical treatments for hair thinning. Score 9 out of 10. Oil number 1, jojoba oil plus onion juice. Here it is. The absolute king of kitchen oils for reactivating dormant follicles. Oil number 1, jojoba oil mixed with onion juice. Before you make a face, hear me out. Jojoba oil isn't technically an oil at all. It's a liquid wax that matters enormously because its molecular structure is nearly identical to your scalp's own natural sebum. Your body doesn't treat it like a foreign substance. It absorbs it like it belongs there. Zero clogging, zero buildup, zero risk for any scalp type. Oily, dry, sensitive dandruff. Jojoba goes straight to the follicle with ruthless efficiency. Now add onion juice. Onion juice is the single highest natural source of carotene and sulfur compounds in any kitchen ingredient. Carotene is a potent flavonoid that directly inhibits the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. The enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into DHT, the molecule that miniaturizes and kills your follicles. You're not just feeding the follicle, you're eliminating the very thing that's been destroying it. A landmark study published in the Journal of Dermatology in 2022 found that participants who applied onion juice to their scalp twice daily for 2 months showed an 86.9% regrowth rate. 86.9% visible new growth appeared in as little as 2 weeks. Thickness increased measurably within 4 weeks. Shedding during washing decreased by over 70%, and participants with the longest duration of hair loss saw the most dramatic improvement, meaning even long dormant follicles responded. Jojoba oil acts as the perfect delivery vehicle, carrying the sulfur compounds and quercetin deep into the follicle. And because jojoba matches your natural sebum, it doesn't trigger the inflammation response that heavier oils cause. You feel the scalp tingle within minutes. The sulfur compounds begin working immediately. The quercetin's DHT blocking effect builds with every application. Reduce shedding first, then tiny new hairs at the hairline and temples. Then over weeks, those hairs thicken. The pot line narrows. The scalp feels alive again. Score 10 out of 10. Here's how to use it. Grate 1 medium white or red onion and squeeze the juice through a cheesecloth. You need about 2 tablespoons of fresh onion juice. Mix it with 1 tsp of pure jojoba oil. Apply directly to your scalp every evening, focusing on thinning areas, temples, and your part line. Evening is critical. Your follicles enter their active repair cycle at night. So that's when absorption peaks and the quercetin does its deepest work. Buy cold-pressed 100% pure jojoba oil with no added fragrances or fillers. Most health food stores carry it for about $16 to $1.99 per bottle, and 1 bottle lasts over a month. Use fresh onion juice every time. Don't batch it. The sulfur compounds start breaking down within hours of juicing. The smell is strong. Let's be honest, it's onion on your head. Some people barely notice after a few days. Others tolerate it because the results are so dramatic. They stop caring. One warning, some people notice increased shedding during the first 5 to 7 days. Don't panic. It's the purge phase. Old, miniaturized, weak hairs falling out to make room for thicker new growth. Another warning, if you have a history of severe sulfite sensitivity or contact dermatitis, do a patch test behind your ear 24 hours before applying to your full scalp. Now, let me tell you exactly how to implement this. Start with jojoba oil and onion juice every evening. 2 TBSPS onion juice, 1 teaspoon jojoba massaged into your scalp for 3 minutes. This is your foundation. In the afternoon, add either the castor oil and tea tree blend or the grapeseed oil and lemon juice treatment. Pick one and stay consistent. If you want maximum impact, rotate in the coconut oil, curry leaf, and fenugreek preparation 3 to 4 times per week as a pre-wash treatment. Within 3 days, you'll feel less itching and that tight scalp tension will soften. Within a week, the excessive shedding starts to fade. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice tiny new hairs along your hairline and temples under bright light. Within a month, your hair will have thickened so dramatically that your family will ask what you changed. But consistency is everything. You cannot use jojoba and onion juice for 3 days and expect permanent results. This is a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth, and it costs about $14 a month. Compare that to prescription topical treatments that cost $160 to $11, $100, and come with side effect lists longer than your arm. Don't make these critical errors. First, don't apply to a wet scalp. Water creates a barrier that dilutes the sulfur compounds and blocks jojoba from penetrating the follicle. Towel dry completely before every application. Second, don't shampoo with hot water the next morning. Use lukewarm water and do the double cleanse. Apply shampoo to your dry hair first. Emulsify, rinse, then shampoo a second time with water. Third, don't expect overnight miracles. Full follicle reactivation takes 4 to 8 weeks of consistent use. Fourth, don't stop any prescribed hair loss medications without talking to your doctor. And finally, don't buy cheap synthetic jojoba blends that are mostly filler oils. Pure is everything. Read labels. If the ingredient list has more than one item, put it back on the shelf. For decades, you've been told that thinning hair is just what happens when you get older, that it's genetic, that there's nothing you can do except buy expensive prescriptions or accept it. That's a lie. It's preventable. It's reversible, but you have to give your follicles what they need. You're great. Grandparents used coconut oil, onion spices, and seed oils as part of their daily grooming. We use chemical-laden shampoos, stripped of nutrition, and silicone serums that coat the hair but starve the root. And then we wonder why our hair thins after 50. You're not broken. Your routine is broken. Fix the routine. Fix the hair. Here's my challenge to you. Commit to using jojoba oil and fresh onion juice every evening for 30 days. Just 30 days. Take a close-up photo of your part line and temples today under bright bathroom lighting. Take another photo in 30 days. Same light, same angle. You'll see the difference. Start tomorrow evening. 2 tablespoons of fresh onion juice. 1 TSP of pure jojoba oil massaged into a dry scalp for 3 minutes every single night. 30 days. Your scalp will thank you. Your confidence will thank you. Your reflection in the mirror will thank you.